welcome to the Eastwood Tulsa Podcast. My name is Gordon Small, and this is Lucas Lunsford. He is not Jeremy, as you can see. Jeremy is our associate pastor and worship leader. Lucas is our new youth pastor, and we wanted him to come on today and just talk to him about what it means to be a youth pastor in a new position at Eastwood. So we're going to pick his brain a little bit.
All right, sounds great.
Yeah, and if you're on our podcast regularly and you've not clicked the bell or subscribed, we would love for you to do that. And you can check us out on our website at eastwoodtulsa.org. And we'd love to have you here. It's great for you to be with us. Lucas, I just want to dive right in. Tell us a little bit about your transition here to Eastwood and what that's like for your family, for your wife, and just a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, for sure. So it's been really good. I've gotten lost a few times, so I have most of the street grid down here in Tulsa, but the highways still confuse me on 169 and 44, so getting used to that's been good, but...
Don't ask me because I'm directionally impaired. I've been here for 15 years, so
oh, yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Well, I'll make sure and steer my questions elsewhere.
Yeah.
So, Tori's doing good. She's kind of, the transition's a little different. As a kid, I moved around quite a bit with my family, but Tori moved once as a kid, and it was one block. So it's been a little bit different for her getting up here. But I think we're getting adjusted, and we've been so busy with everything that I think that's helped quite a bit with that. So she started her new job this week and is enjoying that, I think. So
what's she doing?
She's working at class. I can't remember exactly all that stands for, but it's autism and speech services. So she's working there she has her RBT, which is a registered behavioral technician, and so it's similar to what she's doing in Oklahoma City, but not exactly the same. So
okay, so you've jumped right in. I mean, we just got through with student camp. Tell us a little bit about Faith Week.
Yeah, Faith Week was really, really good. This was my first one ever, coming from Falls Creek and stuff. So definitely saw some advantages to the camp being smaller and being more intimate. And getting to know all the other youth ministers and the speaker and the band so well, which was really cool. And seeing God move within the students and just seeing what he did in their lives was amazing. So as we had a couple of students that gave their life to ministry, and I'm excited to see what the Lord does with that and where he kind of takes them and seeing how we can help to equip and guide them on that journey. So,
well, let me put you on the spot a little bit. I went to your breakout session.
Yeah.
And it was Faith to Fortnight.
Uh-huh.
I really didn't know, being an older guy, what that was all about, but I thought you did a great job in connecting students that are gamers to the gospel. Tell us a little bit about how you did that or how you do that.
Yeah, for sure. So the key verse we'd look at was when Paul talks about, to the Jew, I became the Jew. To those under the law, I became under the law. To the Gentile, the Gentile. And so video games, and especially online video games, are this huge mission field that I think a lot of times gets separated, and we don't think of it as a mission field. We think of it as just, I do that just to have fun, and that's just for the younger kids or whatever. But it's this awesome opportunity that you can play. Especially with Fortnite, you can play a game and you can have your lobby filled with random people you've never met before, which is a little scary if you give away too much information, which we talked about, kind of holding back some of that. But using that opportunity to share the gospel with those people that you may never see again, you may never hear from again, and you can develop relationships over time if they want and you want, and you can continue to share the gospel and put that seed. So yeah. A really cool deal, a really cool mission field we were able to hopefully equip some students to take advantage of. So.
Yeah, my takeaway was if you're communicating with them, obviously texting during the game, and if you share your faith and then someone really doesn't like what you're saying and they come back with maybe profanity or whatever, you just mute them.
Uh-huh.
And I thought that's what I need to do when I'm in a live situation with someone and I feel myself getting angry or respond. I just need to mute them.
Yeah.
And so I thought you did a great job.
Yeah.
My era was pinball, and I was at Oklahoma State University, and I played pinball almost every day and ate conies at Coney Island, and I did some other things. That was pre-Christ
right.
time. So I really liked it. Tell us a little bit more about camp. What did you think of the format and how that worked? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I thought it went really well. I think Camp Wow, where we're kind of hosting us now, is really nice facilities. It has a lot of different amenities that we can take advantage of. The rec times for the kids was really cool, and with volleyball and basketball, and then they have all those crazy games we play in the mornings, and really brought the kids together through that. The sanctuary was amazing, and we got to really take advantage and build a really cool set there, which was it was a city street, so it looked like a brick wall with a billboard. The billboard said, "We need a hero," and then throughout the week we'd paint on more and more different things that the students might find their identity in, or different sins where they may find taking them away from God. And then the last night, the title of the message was, "It is finished." And so as he was preaching at the end, we went and painted the whole wall white and painted over all of those different things that they might find their identity in, or what may be stopping them from coming to him. And then just spray painted on it, "It is finished." Just resonating that again of, whatever is holding you back from the Lord, it's finished. The Lord's already defeated it. All you have to do is run to him. So.
Cool. Yeah, I like that. I've got a bracelet that I designed and made. I'll give you one, and it has "Tetelestai, it is finished."
Oh,
in
that's
Spanish
awesome.
on the bracelet, and I really like that phrase. Now, I was there on Saturday, so I saw, part of what the camp did. Mm-hmm. But you also lead worship, and
yes,
you led worship for us this past Sunday. Tell us a little bit about how you got into that. I know you play some instruments.
Yeah, so my dad's a worship pastor, has been for as long as I've been alive. And so kind of growing up, one of the things, I wanted to be a drummer. And so I learned to play the drums. But my parents said, you have to learn a real instrument as well. So they said I had to learn to play the piano. And so really what it was is my dad needed a drummer or a pianist on any given Sunday. So that way I was able to step in and fill in whatever he needed me. Anyway, because I played the keyboard and the drums, I would fill in with a lot of different friends and their kind of bands or different groups that would lead worship at different churches and with college groups. And so started out with that, and at UCO and the BCM, doing that. And I was invited out to go to Falls Creek and be an in-cabin worship leader and speaker. So I would in the morning speak, and then at evening we would do 5 or 6 songs and lead the group in worship. And that was kind of my first experience leading overall, and that was really good. And so fast forward about a year, and I was in talks with Rancho Village, and one of the things they wanted to combo a youth and music minister. And so they said, we're really confident in your abilities as a youth minister, and that the Lord's going to use you. We're a little bit shaky on you as a music minister. And I'm a little shaky as a music minister.
That's good transparency.
Yes, yeah. We both knew that it was kind of a trial thing. But going in, and they were so sweet in that as I learned to take that position, that they didn't gripe too much, But the Lord really worked mightily, and he brought a great team around me, and definitely learned that, and having my dad to lean on and call on Thursdays as I was struggling to get everything ready to be able to call him and him to help me get it ready for Sunday. So really the Lord, it says that he calls the willing, not the able. And, I've never once thought, well, I have an amazing singing voice, so this is what I should be doing. But instead, just there was a need within the church, and I felt the Lord calling me to fill it, and here we are, so.
All right, and you play the
guitar as well.
As well, and you led this past Sunday with the guitar.
Yeah, that was a gift from my wife and mother for graduation, so I have slowly learned to play it.
Well, give us a little bit of your philosophy of, you've got the music gene and you've got the youth gene too. I don't know whether that's a good combination or not. Youth people are always unpredictable, and music people are always late.
That's right.
That's my take on that. So tell us a little bit about your vision for both of those. If you can kind of combine them, you can combine them.
Yeah, it's definitely unorganized, as you can imagine, with youth and music is kind of our curse. But no, my vision definitely in youth ministry is to be able to get into the community and really reach out to those youth, as well as equipping our youth here to do the same. They all go to school, they all do a lot of different things, and so if whatever tools we can give to equip them for now and for later, we want to make sure they're growing up and coming out of the youth ministry, blossoming and ready just to live their lives for the Lord. So in a music ministry, with that being, you don't really think of it as teaching a lesson or equipping people. But when we're leading people to the throne of God, we're equipping them for their whole life.
Right.
If you can come to the throne of the Lord, whether it be through hymns or contemporary music or any style, shouldn't matter. Just our love for the Lord. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's great. I remember. Our church is like a legacy church. We've been here for a long time, and every youth minister, you're new to us, has been associated some way with Eastwood, either in the past or they knew about us, and you're the first one who hasn't, and it's been refreshing to see your perspective and how you lead the youth. And I see a connection. Can you explain a little bit about that? There's a connection with our students that I haven't seen.
You mean as a connection?
Connection, you haven't known them very long, you haven't been here very long, but there is a connection. So is that something you think that God is just doing that, or do you have a...
Yeah, I think so. I think one of the deals is I've always wanted, to get to know people and to love on them. People can tell when you're being genuine. And so to genuinely love these students, but really, it's all the Lord. There's nothing that I do that's special or that Tori does that's special, but just... we come in, we love the Lord, we love people, and I think God is doing great things and allowing those connections and allowing us to develop those relationships rapidly. So,
well, let me really put you on the spot.
All right.
Just ask you a question. What do you feel like God is teaching you right now? Apart from the fact that you're in a new environment and everything's new house, new ministry, but what's he teaching you from the Word right now? What do you feel like he's trying to say to you?
Right now, I've been reading just through the minor prophets in the morning, and I'm kind of finishing up the Old Testament right now to start over again, of course. But in just seeing the minor prophets, you see again and again and again where God, the Israelites have run away from him, or they haven't followed him, and they're not following his rules and decrees. And so God just calls them back, and he's going to send them into exile, and he's going to do all these things. But again, he continually points back to, but I will make you great again. I will bring you back unto myself if you will turn and call upon my name. And so I think that's just that great reminder for us, for ourselves, as we're not perfect and fall away, but for the students as well, to speak to them of, it doesn't matter where you're at right now. What matters is that the Lord is still calling to you to come back to him, and he still has that promise for you.
His mercy, his grace are sufficient, and we need that in our.
For sure.
Let's just face it, in our culture, our students need it. They need to know that God accepts them. A lot of people fail. We all fail.
Amen.
And God comes to us, and he brings us back to himself. Well, let me shift gears a little bit. We're going to be leading worship this weekend. You're going to be leading in music, and I'm going to be speaking. And we're starting a fairly new series on the attributes of God, or the character of God. What is he like? And are we worshiping the right God? So tell us a little bit about what music you're choosing for that weekend.
Yeah, for sure. So I really we had talked about, and I really wanted to focus on music that focuses on God. I think a lot of worship music definitely really focuses on our response to him and how he has saved us, or how he has died on the cross, which is all really good stuff, and we definitely need to praise him for that, but more of, his holiness, his eternalness. And so, we'll be singing songs that really focus on those attributes that you're going to be preaching on, which I think is just going to be amazing. So I'm really excited for this Sunday. So.
Yeah, well, we're glad that you checked in with us, and we're glad that Jeremy's on vacation right now, but he'll be back next week. He's in Sweden. I hope that's okay to tell where he is. We can find you, Jeremy, no matter where you are.
That's right.
And so we're going to be looking at the attributes of God next week, and Jeremy will be back in this chair. But we're delighted that you joined us today. Again, check us out at eastwoodtulsa.org. Check our podcast out. Subscribe if you've not done that. And if you're in the Tulsa area, you can hear us live. We live stream every week, or just check us out in person and get to know us. If you've got it at your church, then be faithful where you go. Again, we're trying to take the truths of Sunday into every day of the week. God bless, and thanks for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Eastwood Tulsa Podcast. Please leave us a comment or a question, like our podcast, and share it with your friends and family. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Finally, we'd like to invite you to join us online at eastwoodtulsa.org or Facebook Live at 11 a.m. every Sunday morning. Or join us in person at 948 South 91st East Avenue in Tulsa at 10:45 a.m. Once again, thanks for listening to the Eastwood Tulsa Podcast, bringing the truths of Sunday into every day.